All right. My name is DJ Andrews. English 1010. Um, this is my oral history interview, and I'm gonna let my interviewee introduce herself.
I'm Nadia Gaskins. I am a sophomore biochemistry pre-med major at Stevenson University, and I'm studying to be a doctor.
All right. It is 10/14, 2025, 11:36 p.m. First off, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to interview you. I really appreciate it. Um, and let's get started. Just some just some starter questions to get us comfortable. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and where you grew up at?
A little bit about myself. I was born in Clinton, Maryland, in the Southern Maryland Hospital. Birthday is January 17th, so I don't identify as a Capricorn, but I'm born around that time. And how I grew up, I have both my parents in my household, Paul and Chantel Gaskins. Both of them are pastor kids. So I grew up in I would say religious household, but not religious in the sense that just go to church and act however, but religious in a way like actually having a relationship with God. So I grew up in that kind of household. It was rough at first, like not, I'm not gonna say it was rough, but I feel like over time we grew as a family in terms of our individual relationships with God, and as we grew in that, um, our relationships with each other got better as well. M- I would say my third parent, though, is my mom's mom, my Nana. She would take us to school every day, wake us up at 6 a.m., and we'd get dressed and stuff. And she'd make breakfast. She'd be like, "You want one or two pancakes?" And I would always say three because my back is large. Period. Yeah, I would say that's how I grew up, family oriented, very Jesus oriented as well.
Got you, got you. Um, what is a place that feels like home to you, and why does it feel like home to you?
A place that feels like home. I would say anywhere my mother is. LOL. I love my mom. She's very comfortable. Either wherever my mom is, wherever my boyfriend is, I like him. So very comfortable, very amazing. So I'll say my mom, my boyfriend, and then anytime I'm in the presence of God or around like-minded believers, I would say that feels like home because home is just wherever you spend most of your time. I'm always talking to my mom, always talking to my boyfriend. I'm always like trying to get to know like Jesus more. And so anytime like when I think of home, I think of some place where I can feel comfortable, um, a place where I can be myself and I can flourish and grow and rest. Like I don't feel like I have to perform around my mom or my boyfriend or, when I'm around people that love the Lord and actually have a relationship with him. So I feel like those three, well, they're more so people, but I feel most at home in those type of places, scenarios.
Got you, got you. What is your favorite place to spend time, and why is it your favorite time to spend place?
I almost say my bed, but it's that other place. I like to be at church a lot. Like even my first semester of college, I would come back at like 2 a.m. My students would be like, "Where were you?" I'm like, "At church. Like, where else would I be?" So I love being at church. I love being in the house of the Lord because, again, I get to be around like-minded believers. I get to serve, and I get to get like mega doses of the Word of God. And I feel like that's really beautiful. Like, I just like being around people that love the Lord because the Bible says where two or three are gathered, He's in the midst. Like, anywhere God is there, anywhere God is, I'm there. So, yeah. That and then my room. I like being in my room because it's my room. Nobody's there to bother me. I can chill. I can do the stuff that I need to do. I can lay in my bed if I want. I can do work and do it. So
Got you, got you. Um, and we're gonna get into kind of the more topic question now, like the main topic that we're gonna be focusing on today. Um, since you said you started like you like to be in your room, um, how did you feel when you had to be in your room for such a long time during COVID-19?
During COVID, like it sucks that a lot of people like passed away and stuff, but I like being in the house. I did not feel like I was going crazy. I did not want to leave. I feel like for me, that was a transition between middle school and high school. And I think that I needed that year to get to know myself better, to deepen my relationship with God, just to have a moment of like growth, because I don't think that it would have been good for me to go straight from eighth grade to high school person. I don't think that would have been good for me. I didn't feel trapped or anything. I actually quite liked it a lot. Yeah, I like seeing my parents every day, we were all just in the house.
Mhm.
I remember, I don't know if this was during COVID or just during the summer, but I remember me and my mom. Yeah, this was during COVID because it was online worship thing. So I remember me and my mom, it was summertime and we just had the windows down, the hot air blowing in the living room. We're just worshiping in the kitchen, like very, very beautiful sign for me. Like I'm grateful that nobody in my family passed away from anything COVID related. Didn't have to deal with that, but I liked it. I won't say I'm an introvert, but I do in fact like being alone and I feel supercharged when I have time to be alone. So yeah, it wasn't a bad time for me. I feel like it was a time of growth and I appreciated it.
Got you, got you. Um, what was going through your mind, when you were at school, um, and they sent us home, saying that we would be gone for, like maybe like a week or two when we come back. What was going through your mind when you found out that it was, going to be a little bit longer than that, or how did you what was going through your mind when you heard that it was, it was that serious of what was going on out in the world?
I don't think that I was ever scared.
Mhm.
Initially, when they told us like 1 to 2 weeks, I was like, period, because something had happened at school and I was mad. So I was like, yeah, I need to leave anyway. But I don't think fear was never I was never scared of it. I didn't want to get it though. Everybody, I'm not gonna say, I don't know, did everybody in my household end up getting it? I think I was the only one in my household that didn't end up getting COVID. So yeah, I never caught it. So I don't think that I had much of a reaction. I don't think that I don't know. I usually don't have that many reactions to things. I'm like, something wrong with me, but it's fine. Um, yeah, I think I was just more so like, I guess I'll be at home. Then I was pretty happy about it. Like, I don't have Snapchat no more, but I remember I was doing random hairstyles in my basement. Like that's the type of time I was on. Like, mind you, eighth grader that has time off school. I was Snapchatting my friends and doing random hairstyles. So our reaction was more so, I'm just glad I get to be at home. And just wondering when we're going back to school.
Right. Just to follow up on something that you had said, you were saying that you were the only person in your family to not get COVID. Um, how did you kind of have to, like, since everybody caught COVID but you, how did you have to move kind of differently, since you had like around the house, like did you have to like be a certain way around the house just because, um everyone had it, or was it like did everyone have it at once and you didn't have it, or how was it kind of like being in the house when someone had COVID?
Nobody all had it at the same time. It was like
Okay.
one at different times.
Okay.
Like I distinctly remember when my little sister got it. It wasn't much of a issue for me. She just stayed in her room, and mind you, my room is in the basement, so everybody else's room is upstairs. So I was already separated from them in that way. and we just made sure that we sprayed stuff down with Lysol. We brought stuff to her instead of her leaving her room. So it wasn't that much of a difference, except she just wasn't coming out of her room.
Got you, got you. How um how was your like perspective on COVID-19 changed like since everything has happened? Like when you look back at COVID-19, like do you think it was a obviously do you think it was like a pivotal moment, in history? You like in history for a lot of people?
I think that it definitely was a pivotal moment in history, especially for doctors, like being that I would like to be one. That was a time that nobody knew what was going on initially. So I feel like even for the future of medical professionals, I appreciate, even though we have to learn how to use it, I appreciate even AI being something that we can use now because it helps with diagnostics and things like that. So things that we can't catch immediately, AI can like see that and help us to distinguish like what is this? Is this something normal? Is it something different? So I think it's definitely a pivotal moment in history. People were dying all across the world because of this, not just in America, but the whole world. People were dying because of this. So definitely a pivotal moment in history. I feel like because we're in America, sometimes it can get downplayed. Like, oh yeah, that happened, move on. But no, it's definitely something that has changed our whole way that we do medicine. It's changed policies, like in terms of the vaccines. That was a very quick turnover for a vaccine, and we had a whole debate on it, like whether or not it was okay to take and things like that. So it affected a lot of different communities, even religious communities as well. Like, should we take this? Should we not? Like, bringing up a lot of stuff. So definitely a pivotal moment in history.
Indeed, indeed. Um how did people in your life, like, like friends, family, kind of respond to COVID? A lot of people in the world kind of spiraled in a way, kind of just taking stuff off the shelves. So I'm kind of curious on how did your family kind of react to like the kind of shutdown on like pretty much you couldn't really go outside, mask were a thing. So how did your family kind of react to that, and what did you guys do to kind of stay intact with each other as far as that? Like, how did your family respond to that?
Of course, we stocked up as well. Like, we had to stock up. So stocked up on water, toilet paper, all of that stuff. Stocked up on that thing, things like that. And I feel like we stayed in the house. Like, I feel like for me, I don't remember initially like the more serious aspects of it, but I remember more so when it started to get a little bit more loose when like people could still go to work now and things like that. In terms of our family, I feel like I remember the aftershock more. Like after like immediately after we were like, okay guys, like quarantine can be like eased off of. Because that's when my grandmother had gotten sick and like we had to wear masks around her all the time and things like that. So I feel like that. Like just being more aware and more cautious of like things that we could carry around. I feel like that is more so what I remember in terms of how my family reacted. So yeah.
Got you. Um, what do you remember about the day that they sent you guys home? Like, do you remember anything visually like from that day? It could be something pivotal. It can be something funny. It could be kind of anything. Like, do you remember anything from that day? Um, when they sent all the kids home. Like, what did you do? Like, did you remember anything from that day?
I do not remember any of that at all. Like I'm remembering something, but I don't think that it was the same day
Right. Okay.
at all.
Okay. Um. COVID has changed a lot of people's, like perspective and like values and stuff like that. How do you think COVID has shaped your current values and choices, in 2025? The world is way different now than it was 5 years ago. So how do you think COVID has changed your current values and shaped your choices in today's world?
Like especially with my career goals, I am I'm more interested in like, I guess, what's the word, epidemiology because of that. Um, yeah, just being more aware of like things going on in things in other countries as well, because it was a global thing as well. So I want to be more aware of the things happening outside of our country because things that happen outside of our country affect America as well. So I think in that way, just being more aware, knowing more aspects of medicine. And also, I already didn't like germs. I don't like them even more now. They're nasty. And I don't like people are all up in my face. Yeah, I had like I wouldn't have had masks before. Like if I would have went to college before COVID, I wouldn't have bought random masks with me, but I have masks on me, you know. Even my mom like preparing and sending me with certain things, she wouldn't have sent those things had COVID not happened. So yeah, just changing my perspective on being prepared, being ready so that we don't gotta get ready. And yeah, just being more precautious and more aware.
Yeah, and um, what do you wish people like understood about COVID? You know, like, cause I know that as you are like you said that you were in eighth grade. You know, some people kind of don't really understand what it was like to go through such a pivotal moment at such a transitional type of phase for people. Like you're going into high school. So what do you wish that people kind of knew or people will understand uh about that kind of transition and about, that that COVID era, especially being a eighth grader going into such a transitioning in such a important piece of part of your life.
And I think something that I would want people to understand is that for those of us that were in school during that time, I feel like anybody from K through senior year that's been in school that didn't get full like socializing experience, I just think that it's necessary to have grace, to have mercy on those people because we missed a whole year of socializing in pivotal moments of our lives. So with that being said, like just having grace, like people are still relearning how to socialize, they're relearning how to interact with people. Um, I feel like the older generations have a lot of critiques, like, oh, you guys don't know how to talk to people, you're always on your phone. So maybe it could because we had a whole year where we had to communicate with people that way, you know? Even with artificial intelligence, like people be having whole conversations with AI, maybe because we had to at some point. So I feel like COVID and being separated from people on top of having AI, on top of having, being isolated from people and having to relearn these things, having social media, and just having a lot of pressures and a lot of internet access, sometimes it hinders us in this generation in terms of interaction with people. So I just think that people should have mercy, help us, if you're worried about it, then don't complain about it, but help us out. Give us opportunities to socialize, explain the importance of it, and things like that.
Indeed. Um, is there anything else that you would like to say? Um, is there anything else that you wanted to say?
Not really. I think COVID was a good time for me, minus, everything happening around me. Like in my little bubble, I was good. But yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much for letting me interviewing you. I really appreciate it. For you taking the time to let me interview you about this topic. Um, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you.
Of course. This is DJ English 1010, and um, y'all have a good night.